Hello, my name is Ben de Guzman. I am the director for the Mayor's Office on Asian and Pacific Islander Affairs here in Washington, D.C., and I'm proud to welcome you to our Diwali in the District. So this week, beginning November 9th, we are launching a series of activities, social media posts, as ways to observe the South Asian holiday of Diwali. Given this moment, this public health emergency that we're in, we're not able to celebrate the holiday and observe it as we have usually done in the past with a large event. And so in lieu of that, we have decided that we really wanted to focus on individuals, people who live and work in the district, and really do a deeper dive into how they observe the holiday. So with us today, I'm so proud to welcome these two to our studio today. We first learned about the work that they've been doing last year with our office of our technology office, OCTO, where we discovered that for the last couple of years, a local group of folks who are at the agency have taken the initiative to go ahead and observe the holiday at their workplace. So they were gracious enough to invite me to their celebration last year. And so as we were putting together this year's activities, we wanted to make sure that we included them in our work. So today I'm pleased to invite Kiran, Jala, and Sreerekha Challapalli to talk to us today about how they're observing Diwali in the district.
Hey, thank you, Ben, and thank you for having us here. So my name is Kiran Jala, and I'm working as a technical architect on the web team for OCTO. We provide the web services to all the agencies in the district, and I've been working about 12 years now with OCTO.
Great.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. Again, as Kiran said, thank you for the invite. And I am Sreerekha Challapalli. I work as a software quality assurance team in OCTO. So we are happy to be in OCTO.
Great. So obviously, I'm actually going to start with a little weird question. Not a question as much as an observation. And we'll talk a little bit more about kind of the moment that we're in. But I did want to start by thanking you both for your service. The Office of OCTO has been really hard at work making sure that all of our technological infrastructure and capacities are able to function, given all of the virtual activities that our agency and our city government have had to do across all 8 wards, has put a real kind of value on the work that you all do at OCTO. And so, I can't imagine that it gets a lot of public gratitude. I think sometimes we only hear about technology when it fails us. But I did want to kind of thank you on behalf of my agency, as well as all of us in the district, for the important work that you're doing to make sure that we're all able to keep the city functioning, technologically speaking. So I wanted to start with that. But let's get into some of the questions. So Kiran, why has OCTO started celebrating Diwali, and why is it important to honor and embrace this tradition at OCTO, at your agency?
Okay, so to look at how it all started, so back in, I guess, in 2012 is when all the different teams which have been spread out in different offices are moved into 200 I Street, which we are currently in. And we started getting to know each other, and we realized that there are many of the Indian Americans, Asian population in the office. So at one of the Diwali event, maybe like in 2012 or 13, I think it all started with sharing some sweets in the break room. And then from there on, it moved on to wishing us. And then we thought, why don't we have some potluck or something? And from there, it started expanding.
Yeah, just to add to Kiran's point, right? So 200 I Street is like an open space, like whatever even the break rooms or the cubes and everything is like an open space. So we get to see people. So that's where we started with all this sharing the sweets. I mean, Diwali is all about sharing, right? So we started sharing the sweets and everything. So then we got an idea that, okay, next year, why don't we have a potluck? So let's have a potluck. So it's a small group of people. So they get together in one room and they were doing the potluck. Then other teams also saw, okay, so why don't we join you guys? So that's how like next year, couple more teams joined. So like, software quality assurance joined with the tech team, and then tech team joined with web teams. So all these like 3-4 teams are together doing the potluck for other years. So when we were doing all this, we had a former CTO, Archana. So she proposed that, why don't we do this as a team OCTO event? Like, it's like a big OCTO event. So that's when we started it as like a whole OCTO event from almost like 2016, I guess.
Yeah. And I think in 2018, we added more cultural events like, dancing, music, the lighting ceremony to make it all what you have seen last year, Ben.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Yeah. I didn't realize that there was an actual moment when you all moved into the same building that kind of created the condition that enabled this to happen. That's
it's like a very open space. You just sit next to each other. So it's like, you are with the people. So, that's where it's all started.
That's an origin story. Thank you. So, so as we've said, we were pleased to be able to join you last year, but this year, this event is obviously being held in a very different way. How are you making adjustments for the public health emergency, and how would you describe the impact that COVID-19 has had on the agency in terms of observing the holiday this year?
Yeah, I think when they initially asked us, hey, we've been doing this Diwali for the last few years. I think we should continue the tradition. So we shouldn't be stopping it. So is there a way you guys can do it? And then we were like, can we really do it virtually? Is it possible? Those were the kind of questions which were coming in our mind. But when we started the brainstorming, we thought, you know what, maybe we could just have our regular all hands WebEx meeting and have some traditional songs, and then that will do it. And that's when I think Rekha was suggesting, maybe why don't we have some dance recording which we could play there.
Yeah, actually, so as Kiran said, right? So we don't have any committee or we don't have anything like that. But when Diwali comes, we all come together as a team. And then, like we reached out to different volunteers, like how we can do this virtually, right? So different people gave us different suggestions that, because it's a virtual event. So the Wi-Fi and everything has to be clear if you do that live. If you do the performances like live, if there is any disturbance, we don't feel the interest, right? So someone suggested we'll just record some videos and then we'll play in front of everybody when we actually have that event, so that it will be like one-on-one kind of thing, but then we don't have any technical difficulties as well. So what we said, what we thought was like, okay, we'll reach out to people and see whoever is interested to participate in the cultural events. So some of our volunteers, they reached out to people, and some people actually did some performances like dances, some songs and music and everything. And then some was actually created memories from the past years, whatever that we did. So they did a very good slideshow with all those memories. So they are very nice. Actually, if you see, the virtual event came up really, really well. We did not even realize that it's going to be that good.
That's great. So yeah, so so as you've been doing this for a while now, what have you learned from this experience in terms of working on and holding an OCTO Diwali celebration in the city government?
Yeah, so I felt recognition. It's a great feeling to know that this administration supports different cultures and diversity. And as well, within ourselves, it gives us a way to connect with each other through our traditions.
Yeah, and as Kiran mentioned, so we are lot of diversity is there, but then this is the time we all get together. I mean, as I told you, we don't have any committees or anything like that. It's just like volunteers from every team. They just come together. They'll make this happen. So if you see my attire like this, right? So this is something that we do every Diwali. We have a photo booth or something like that. So we make sure that we do this type of makeover to everybody, whoever is interested. So that was actually a big hit for our Diwali events. Like everybody came forward, they were interested to do that. The interest was amazing. Like every year we were actually growing day by day. Like this event was growing day by day. So these photo booths and the interest that the people are showing, the togetherness. So you can see that like the management encouragement as well. You need to have the support from the management as well. So we got that, and everybody came forward for the help and everything. If we need to do that in the office, we need to have the help from facilities, from the management, from lot of different groups actually, because they have to set up, they need to make sure everything is like the lights and the rooms and everything is set up properly. So it's like a team event. It's like whole team event. So we are happy to be part of this event.
That's great. Well, I can tell you that the conversations that I've had with Chief Technology Officer Lindsay Parker have always been nothing but great. She's been so excited about the work that you're all doing, and it's always been her pleasure to support all of this. Whether you do it online or in person, I think what we've learned actually is that, this is such a unique activity that happens in our city government. It is a really kind of singular example of how diversity really looks like, what diversity really looks like in our city government. That this very unique holiday is really taken the folks that are celebrating it and really given as an opportunity for the entire agency to share. So, it's not gone unnoticed by the mayor, so one of the things that we're excited about this year is as we roll out these interviews, we're talking to you, we're talking to other families, and we'll be sharing those videos later on this week. We'll also be sharing the proclamation that the mayor has always done. Mayor Bowser has always introduced an official kind of observation of Diwali, and so we'll be sharing the PDF of that. But there's a couple of other things, that the mayor will be doing, and so we're excited to roll all of these activities out over the course of this week. So, on behalf of the mayor and on behalf of our agency, we wanted to thank you for giving all of our district residents who are listening to us today, who are, hearing about your Diwali in the district. We wanted to thank you for giving our city such a unique gift during this holiday season at such an important time where I think we all need it.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ben.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity as well, Ben.
Yeah, no, so happy Diwali.
Happy
thank you. Happy Diwali.